It's the Metal Moose Radio Show podcast, audio visual experience, whatever you want to call it. My name is Moose. And this is the Metal Moose Radio Show thing. So, listen, I'm going to do something today that I have never, ever done before on the Metal Moose Radio Show, and that is I did a little bit on Facebook Live last week, I think it was. I got on and I talked a little bit about where this all started and, you know, what kind of background I have, yada, 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 a little bit about me. So, today, I'm going to tell you guys more about myself. I've been doing this radio thing, if you want to get really technical about it, for, I don't know, almost 20 years. I'm going back to Rapture Radio and the Static Mass and Dirt Talk and the Live 365 days and a lot of stuff like that. And I know that my voice goes out to a lot of stations all over the world. There are a lot of people that know my voice and know my show and know what I do, but I don't think that anybody out there knows anything about me. And so today what I wanted to do is do a little show to let you guys know more about me and who I am, and of course take questions if you want to get on Facebook Live and ask me questions there. You can also text in questions at 424-666-7356. That text line is open all the time, so even if I'm not doing the show, I will definitely answer you back. I answer every text that I get. So real quick, one of the things that some people know, but a lot of people don't know, Moose is just a nickname, and a lot of people want to know where it came from. I'm going to be honest with you, I don't know. It was just something I thought was quirky. But I like Moose because they're big, dumb, and hairy. So my real name is Wes. So less than 2,000 people in the United States of America have the name Wes. So kind of 1 in a 2,000. That's pretty good. Anyway, so my name is Wes. I was in a band. I play guitar, bass, drums. I play just about anything you'll put in my hands because I was lucky enough to be born with a small amount of musical talent. So when I play these bands, I understand where they've been and what they do. I've been on that stage. I've been the guy out there trying to make money playing songs and all that stuff. So I live in Oklahoma City. Actually live in a suburb of Oklahoma City called Edmond, Oklahoma. I've lived here most of my life. So it's funny because a lot of the people that listen to the show in Europe or even Northeast, people that listen up in Maine and in Canada. But I've heard it mainly from the people in the UK and Britain. They think that my accent is amazing. So yeah, apparently I have a really good accent. I don't know. I guess it goes along good with metal is what I hear. So anyway, yeah. So welcome to hey, this show is all about me. And, like I said, I'm taking questions. If you want to ask a question, if you have something you want to know about, I'll be glad to talk about it. In between these little segments of time where I'm talking about myself, we're going to talk about, we're going to play metal. But coming up, I'm going to tell you guys what's going on with Squirrel and her new adventures and why she's not here tonight. And we'll get into all that fun stuff. But fear not, the Squirrel is still alive and kicking. This tonight is just kind of one of those things where we're going to sit back and I'm going to tell the people out there around the world that listen to the Metal Moose Show a little bit about, you know, the moose and in between metal. You're damn right.
You are listening to the Metal Moose.
All right, it's the Metal Moose Radio Show. So a lot of you guys right now are listening or watching to the show and you're going, hey, where's the lady, the squirrel person? So listen, here's the deal. I think there's a lot of confusion out there. A lot of people think that Squirrel has left the show or that she's not involved anymore. She is, but she has got some cool new stuff going on her own. She is going to be doing her own show, her own podcast, and it's totally, totally cool. She's told me about some of the stuff that she's got going on. Now, she said that she could come tonight and she would be here, and I said, listen, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to do a show because I'm having equipment problems, yada, yada, yada. But we get the equipment up and going. She's still around, guys. Don't worry. She's got I'm telling you, she's told me about some awesome stuff. So, don't fear. The Squirrel is still alive, still be part of the Metal Moose Show, but also have her own thing going on. That's cool. I'm super stoked for her. So I was telling everybody, Teresa Bond is here. Hello, Teresa. I was telling everybody this show's a little bit different because there's a lot of people out there in the world that listen to me and they don't have any idea about me. I am the Moose for sure, but my name is Wes. I'll tell you guys a little bit. I played football in school. I was also in band. I played snare on the drum line. I did play football and march at halftime. Yes, I did. I did double duty. So, I'm a big sports fan. I've kind of tried to recreate the Metal Moose show a million times in my head, and I always wanted to incorporate sports with it, and I've tried a couple times, but nobody's really into that with me, talking about sports. So I would love to just do a sports show, just talking about sports. But the problem with that is I'm not really a numbers geek. So somebody would call and ask me who the third baseman was for the Dodgers in 1972, and I wouldn't know the answer, and I'd get laughed off the air. So I've never done that, but I love sports. If you ever want to talk sports, or if you have a sports question, you can always text that in, and I guarantee you I'll answer it on the show. I do love sports. Big deal. I am a big sports fan. Here, college football is a really big thing here in Oklahoma. So OU and OSU, big deals around here. So, but I love baseball as well, hockey, basketball. We got the Thunder, which is going to be an interesting year for the Thunder now that Kevin Durant's moved on to Golden State. So, anyway, that's a little bit more about me. I played football, played snare, like I said. I am a dad. I have 5 kids, and so this is the radio show is something that I went to school for broadcasting communications and got a degree. I love doing the radio thing. It's something I would love to do for a living, but I do this because I really love doing it. Anybody in the world can make a podcast. Anybody could do this from their house. Anybody could do this wherever they wanted to. I choose to do it because I like it. And, some people out there listen to it and they like the music and they like me, and that's cool. I think a lot of people are confused that I want accolades, because people get on Facebook all the time and we love you, man, and we appreciate what you do. That's super cool. And that's sweet, guys, but it's cool. It's cool. I do this for fun, man. I love you too, but I don't do this to get attention or accolades. I promise. I used to try and do that with Dirt Talk, and it was just a total disaster. So, anyway, we're gonna get back to more metal right now. Listen, we're gonna be giving away some tickets to Moose Fest in Tulsa, which is this Saturday, which is just a few days away. So stick around. Like I said, if you're on Facebook and you want to ask a question, or if you want to text in a question at 424-666-7356, I'll be glad to answer your questions for you while we're here on the air. And just stick around with us. And if you're watching on Facebook right now and you're going, I don't hear any music, well, you can hear the music as soon as the show is finished. And I'll have it uploaded onto SoundCloud, YouTube, Spreaker. It'll be all over the place. So on the website at www.themetalmoose.com. You can find it there. And if you can't find it, just mail me at moose@themetalmoose.com and I'll get it to you. What's up, Mike? Glad to see you here. It's the Metal Moose Radio Show. More metal right now.
You're listening to the Metal Moose.
All right, it's the Metal Moose Radio Show. It's Moose here with you from Oklahoma City, doing a show I call Garage Days. And the reason that I'm calling this Garage Days is because a lot of people don't know that when I first started doing this show, I did it in my garage. And a lot of times I would do the show like at 2 in the morning. I didn't do the Facebook video thing. I just got up in the middle of the night and made radio shows. And that's another thing. I do this just because I like to do it. I like to broadcast. I like to play with sound software and all that kind of crap. So I used to get up in the middle of the night and do these things. And so I finally made myself a little garage studio. And that's what you can see behind me is the wall of my garage studio. Over here to the right of me are Moose Fest posters and paintings and all kinds of stuff. So there's my Nikki Sixx painting. This is my garage studio. So I'm doing the show from the garage studio tonight, which is I make so many radio shows out here just in the middle of the night because I was not able to sleep. And they're actually, some of them are on Mixcloud. They're called Late Nights with Moose. I really, really enjoy sitting in front of a microphone and talking just about stuff. Squirrel in the house. Squirrel! It's one of those things that I get to kind of live vicariously. And I get to talk about music and just things. And I'm really a very quiet person, so I don't talk a lot. This is kind of like my voice to the world, I guess, so I can get on here and talk about whatever I want. I don't have to worry about, upsetting somebody or whatever. It's just, I don't even know how to explain it, man, but it's my favorite place to be, is just to get on and talk and play music and share things with people. And, that's one of the biggest things about what I do. And I want people to know that I do this show because I love to give and I love to share, man. I could sit down with like music in a room with people and just say, dude, listen to this riff, or let me tell you about what this reminds me of. And I just like talking about music. I love it. So getting to do a radio show and play music, and that's one of the reasons why I love playing the unsigned and independent people, is because it's music that not a bunch of people have heard. And just the possibility of somebody hearing a band and going, oh my God, that was amazing, and liking it is exciting to me. And I'm glad that I get to be able to, bring that kind of stuff. So I appreciate the people that listen to the show, and I appreciate the bands that send music in. It's amazing. And once again, it's just one of those things that I enjoy. I appreciate you guys being here, but I would do it if nobody listened. I do this because it's fun to me. I get to create. It's something, it's also like a soundtrack of my life. My kids, my friends, my family are all going to be able to have something to go back and listen to, when I'm not here anymore, and get to listen to what I did and say, Dad gave everything that he could. I mean, maybe it's not much, but it's what I got. So it's the Metal Moose Radio Show. More metal coming up right now. We'll be back in just a few minutes, and we're going to give away some Moose Fest tickets. And we're going to have fun with that. This is the Moose at the Metal Moose Radio Show.
Get loose with the Moose.
It's the Metal Moose Radio Show. It's Moose here with you, Garage Days. I'm in the garage studio here in Edmond, Oklahoma at the Moose Inn Homestead. So I was telling everybody earlier that a lot of people don't know this, that when I first started doing the Metal Moose Radio Show, I actually used to do it in my bedroom. Like I had a little desk and I would set it up and just close the door and I would turn out all the lights, and except for one, because as you can see, if you're watching the video, I hate light. It gives me a headache. I wish the sun would go away. Anyway, I used to do it in my bedroom, and then I moved into my garage and made a little. When I first moved out here, I just literally sat at a table in my garage. But I built a little, studio where I could hang stuff up and have a little bit of soundproofing and stuff like that. And I love to escape to the garage to make radio shows. Anyway, long story short, you're here with me now. That's why the show's called Garage Days. So, and for those of you that are just joining us and wondering where Squirrel is at, Squirrel is alive and well, and she offered to be here tonight. And I said, listen, the equipment's not working right. Don't sweat it. Don't worry about it. I'll get on there and I'll do a show. And that's honest. The equipment's not working right. So I'm hoping the show turns out okay. But Squirrel's alive and well. Make sure and email her. You can email her at squirrel@themetalmoose.com, or can I give out your other email address? Just let me know if I can. But she loves to hear from you guys. She's got some awesome, exciting stuff coming up. Make sure, don't think that she's gone away, because she hasn't. She's not here with me tonight. I know that's not as exciting when it's the big fat bald guy talking about metal without the Squirrel, but the Metal Moose is about the music. And tonight I've really been talking a lot about myself. Squirrel said you can also reach her at lisatthesquirrel@gmail.com. lisatthesquirrel@gmail.com. Make sure and get a hold of her and let her know that you appreciate her, and let her know you're excited about her new stuff. So we were talking a little bit. I've told you guys that I played football, that I love sports, that my name is Wes, that I live in Edmond, Oklahoma. I'm a dad of 5 kids, and that's kids from, squirrel@themetalmoose.com and lisatthesquirrel@gmail.com. Those are both the email addresses. I played football. I played baseball as well. And I tried to wrestle, but I got my ass kicked so bad that I stopped that really quickly. Because no. I play guitar, bass, drums, all that stuff. I'm a hell of a kazoo player. Here's something else a lot of people don't know. I'm a type 2 diabetic, so I'm on medication for that. And my favorite things in the world have a lot of sugar in them, like sweet tea and Kool-Aid. I drink gallons and gallons of Kool-Aid and tea, but it's all made with Splenda and non-sugar stuff. I usually drink maybe one soda a day max. I don't do sugar very well. I get sick. I'm sick a lot. I'm always got a headache, or I'm always not feeling good. So I'm kind of a bummer in that way, but that's another thing that I love to get on the radio and do what I do. Cause when I get on the radio, I don't feel any pain. I forget about the troubles of life. I get to just talk, and it's a neat thing to me. I don't know. And maybe it's just one of those, see, she knows I do drink a lot, drink a lot of Kool-Aid and tea. It's one of those things, and maybe in my head, because I'm a broadcaster and I like to broadcast and things like that, but there could be somebody right now sitting on top of a building, in Cambodia or something, listening to me talk. And that is such a neat feeling to me. There could be some lady turning on her son's iPod and hearing the Moose Show or whatever it is. I mean, it's amazing to me, the technology and the beauty of broadcasting. We'll talk a little bit more about that too, is that when I decided I wanted to do radio, I wanted to do radio like it used to be done. Radio used to be the place where people went to escape from the world. And then it turned into, let's see how many girls I can get to show their boobs and talk about lesbians and see how many curse words I can say to get people. I didn't want to do that. I wanted people to listen to me for what I had to say. And I wanted to be able to bring a message of support and, look, we can all be dirty. That's easy. It's not hard. Everybody can be dirty and filthy and talk about all that stuff. I don't want to do that, especially because it's a metal radio show. Metal gets a bad enough rap as it is. I don't need to talk about drugs and booze and the devil and all that, whatever. It's just not impressive to me. I wanted people to listen to the Moose Show to know, wait a second here. Here's this guy who listens to this super-duper heavy devil metal music, and he's always talking about smiling and supporting each other, and he cares about people. Yeah, that's what I wanted. I didn't want people to listen to me. Now, in the very beginning, when I got into radio, I was like, yeah, man, I want to make people tune in so they can see what I'm going to say next. Yeah, I swear I've thought about uploading some dirt talk for you guys so you could see that. I used to think that was the coolest thing in the world. I'm going to be a shock jock. Nah, man. I'm a different person. I've been through a lot of things, man, and I just don't have any need to shock anybody. If you want to hear what I have to say and you want to actually gain something out of the experience of listening to the show, that's what I'm interested in. You can go listen to a bunch of other, jackholes who want to tell you how metal they are and how many tattoos they have and blah, 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 blah. I mean, I've got the tattoos. That's covered. Tattoos, metal, all that. I've done it all. I've done it more than most people. By God, I've traveled overseas to go to a metal concert. I don't need to talk about how metal I am or cool I am or how many tattoos I got. I'd really rather just talk about us and talk about how we can do things to help each other, do things to give to each other, stuff like that. Maybe I'm a hippie. Am I a hippie? Is that what's going on? More metal. I'm a hippie.
With the latest in high-octane Metal Moose. You've been weighed, you've been measured, you've been found wanting. Metal Moose. For the latest in high-octane Metal Moose. Visit them on Facebook at Metal Moose Radio for weekly podcasts and more up-to-date information and events. Metal Up. Metal Moose.
This is 69, going insane. All expectation and real, the ground is out for fun. It's like death to be a sister, supported me by its image. And still got it controlling this world. Artificial intelligence may fall, and it will not be stopped. Machine will take control, led by you on the lane. Educating to slavery, damage has already begun. Reduced to slavery, fate is like that. Educating to slavery, the loot of control is like Bible. Fighting the technology, destroy it now. Down of the sun for the zero of human race. Creating the peace critical. The war will prepare you today. Having the tree falling future. Factory of hell to be good. Did not blow the blood to the ghost. Show your head, show me the flame. Show your exterminated. Dedicated to slavery, damage has already begun. Reduced to slavery, fate is like that. Dedicated to slavery, the loot of control is like Bible.
Nobody wants to pick up the dead and their own slow, and it's for real. The will to fight is sensation. Survive is impossible in this world. I am made, need of fucking power. The warrior below, looking today. The distant rise to pray for freedom. The nation will, or I will fight. Right now, the future's fixing. Stories reading a free sound. Upon the turn, technology behind. Touching all this business. The future of the brain planet. Mashing messages to they play. Remains the master of the world. The funding to destiny name. Dedicated to slavery. Damage has already begun. Reduced to slavery. Fate is like that. Dedicated to slavery. The loot of control is that Bible.
It's the Moose on the Metal Moose radio show. So listen, one of the things I wanted to talk about, and this is an important deal for me. I was talking a little bit earlier about when I decided I was going to do this show, I wanted to do things that everybody else wasn't doing. And that's true, they do. I just don't have any with me. They're the house, so I'm not going to go in there. One of the things that I wanted to do when I started the Metal Moose Radio Show was to be the one good guy in the music industry. Because let me tell you something right now. There are a bunch of people in the music industry who want to use you and your dreams to make money for themselves. And a lot of them do it. A lot of people don't even have jobs. They just book concerts and live off of the concerts. I wanted to be the guy who didn't do that. I wanted to be the guy that a band could walk up to and they knew that they could walk up to me and have no danger, no fear of getting taken advantage of or me trying to use them for money or any kind of self-gain. They knew that I was just going to be friends with them and try to help them as much as I could. And that's caused me a lot of issues. You can ask the people that have worked with the radio show, people that have tried to promote the radio show, people that have tried to promote me and try to move me, that there are so many people out there that are against what I do because I stand up for values and principles that are against the way they do things. And I do that not to be a tough guy, not to be a cool guy, not to be a badass. I do that in my normal life too. I want my kids and my family and my friends and the people that I love and care about to know, damn the consequence. I'm going to stand up for what's right. And I'm going to stand up for them. And I don't care the cost. If somebody doesn't like me or my radio show or the people I hang out with because I got morals and I don't like the way they treat people and I don't like the way that they abuse people, don't like me. Don't listen to my show. I don't care. I am going to stand up for the people I care about. I'm going to stand up for the right thing, even if it gets me enemies. Because it has. It has gotten me enemies. I don't need those people. I don't care if I could be so much more popular. If you would just say yes to all those people, you could be huge. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care about being huge. If I have to do something wrong to be huge, then I'm not good enough to be huge. If I'm not huge for being me and being who I am, then piss on it. I don't care. I'm not going to sell you out. I would never sell my wife out, my family out, my friends out, the bands out. I wouldn't sell Lisa out. I wouldn't sell anybody out. I'm not doing it. I don't care how big. I'm not going to sign a contract to cut my friend's throat to make me big. I'm not going to give in and be more popular to do things the way you want to do them because you're screwing people. Now, I don't care if you think I'm talking about you. I don't care if you think I'm talking about your friends. The fact remains, I'm going to do what's right, and I'm not going to stop. I don't care what it costs me. I don't care how many people hate it, how many people think I'm stupid. I don't care. I'm going to do the right thing. And everybody that watches and listens, you better damn well know I would stand up for you in a heartbeat to do the right thing. That's what's different between me and a lot of other people. Because a lot of other people are just worried about what they can gain. I don't care, man. I've got everything I need. I've got a family. I've got a job. I've got decent health. I've got good friends. I've got a fun little radio show I do. I don't need anything else. Do I want $1 million? Yeah. Do I want to be on XM radio? You better believe it. Do I want to be on the red carpet? Sure. Sure I do. Everybody does. But am I going to screw somebody to get there? No. Not once. Not happening. It's the Moose.
You're listening to the Metal Moose. troops are marching in, and it's all because she's been a naughty girl again. So shoot the cannon down and bring the horses home. I bet you wish you knew what's in the mind that knows what I would do to save myself. But I saved something else, the ability to find the beauty despite it all.
It's the Metal Moose Radio Podcast. It's the Moose here with you. So as I was saying during the break, which you guys couldn't hear me, but I use vape. I stopped smoking over 3 years ago, and I've been vaping ever since. So I use a company called Zion Vape out of Yukon, Oklahoma. Shane Riggle, awesome dude, has been hooking me up for a while now. Awesome guy, awesome vape. It's not a storefront. It's just a website, so you can order off of there, zionvape.com, I'm pretty sure. Just look him up on Facebook, get a hold of Shane, tell him you heard about it on the Moose. I'm not going to get a discount or anything like that. He's a good dude. And so, see, there you go. Squirrel will tell you the same thing. Awesome people, really good. So, vape tongue. I've never heard of vape tongue before, but yeah, it's awesome. I love it. So we're going to give away some Moose Fest tickets. I know that I've been saying that for the whole show, and we're like an hour in so far and haven't done anything. So part of the show tonight I wanted to tell you guys a little bit about myself. I've told you a lot about me so far. This is something that a lot of people don't know, and it doesn't make any difference on the radio show or any of that stuff. It makes no difference. But tonight I just really kind of wanted to talk about me, because I don't ever talk about me, and I'm not talking about me to get attention. I'm talking about me because there are a lot of people out there who listen to the show and they have no idea about me. They think I've got a cool accent, and they think that I'm, a nice guy or whatever. I will tell you this, though, and Squirrel can tell you this. I'm a really, really difficult guy to get along with. I have an extremely short capacity for not understanding something, or if I'm having trouble getting a point across, I don't have time for it. I just want to stop. I don't want to talk about it anymore. Here's, what I said, and I'm terrible at getting the proper words out of my mouth for what's in my brain. So I'm really difficult to get along with, and a lot of that has to do with morals and drive, and I just don't have time for a lot of things. So there are people out there who have not gotten along with me because I'm a little tough to get along with. But I promise the great thing about that is it's not a deal of anger. It's not a deal of mad. It's a deal of wanting to do the best thing I can for you. And most of the time I'm mad at myself and not you. And it's unfortunate that sometimes people think that I'm mad at them or I don't like them. And that's just not the case. It's me wanting the best thing for you and having an idea of how it should happen, and it not working out that way sometimes. And I really sometimes have to let it go and go, you know what? Maybe I don't know the best thing for that person. So it was a little bit. There are people out there who've had difficulty working with me, but I promise I've always got your heart and your goal in mind. Because like I said, I just want good things for other people. I do. That's what makes me complete, is good things for other people as opposed to myself. I've got what I need. I'm happy. So, yeah, man. Moose Fest tickets. Okay, this Saturday, October 1st, at the Downtown Lounge, which is like 3 blocks away from Kane's Ballroom. For those of you that are familiar with Tulsa, it's been 2 years since we've been to Tulsa with Moose Fest. We're coming back with a vengeance. 5 bands. We want to see you there, and I want to go ahead and give away 2 tickets right now to the first person that texts in. That number is 424-666-7356. Just text in or call if you want to. Give us a ring, and we'll give you a couple Moose Fest tickets. Of those people that are watching on Facebook right now, if you want to spread that number around, 424-666-7356. First person that calls or texts, we're going to give you guys 2 tickets to Moose Fest in Tulsa. You do have to be 21 to enter, so sorry, kiddos, you can't come. There's going to be alcohol at the show, so you can't come in if you ain't old enough. This is the Moose. You're listening to me across the world on one of 50 or more radio stations, on the web at www.themetalmoose.com, on iTunes, on Stitcher, on SoundCloud, on Mixcloud, on Spreaker, on YouTube. It's everywhere. It's on Pinterest. It's on Reddit. It's all over the place. Just get on the Moose and ride.
with the latest in high-octane metal. Metal Moose. You've been weighed, you've been measured, you've been found wanting. Metal Moose. For the latest in high-octane metal. Metal Moose. Visit them on Facebook at Metal Moose Radio for weekly podcasts and more up-to-date information and events. Metal Up. Metal Moose.
It's the Metal Moose Radio Show. We're going to do something right now that I love to do. It's one of my favorite things in the world. We're going to do the surprise phone interview. Well, maybe. Maybe not. Okay, maybe not. Maybe they're not there right now.
This is Sammy Spade from 3D In Your Face. Please leave a message.
Sam, what's up, man? This is Moose from Metal Moose. I was calling to do a little interview. And, you call me later. Well, I'm going to be done with the show pretty soon. But we'll set up a time, man. Promise. All right, dude, we'll see you soon. I called him and he was like, hey, I'm busy. So yeah, guys, Moose here. We were going to call and talk with Sam from 3D in Your Face. Get that hair in the air. You know what I'm saying? In the derriere. Hair in the derriere. It's the Moose on the Metal Moose Radio Show. We're going to play some more music right now. We're giving away Moose Fest tickets. All you got to do is give us a text at 424-666-7356 and get yourself a pair of tickets to Moose Fest. I'll be there.
You are listening to the Metal Moose. Moose is loose.
Yeah, it's the Metal Moose. This is Moose with you here from the garage studio in Oklahoma City. So I was just talking to Renee about Ozfest, and I went to 8 straight Ozfest in Dallas, Texas, where it gets super duper hotter than hell. So I understand having to recover from concerts. Like, I couldn't do it again. Like when I went to Wacken, you know, it was 3 days long, and it was in Germany, so I had an overseas flight to deal with, and then it was super hot. It was like record heat in Germany that year. And I swear to God, if I had to do it again, that was in 2003. So almost 14 years ago. Oh my God. I was young. Whew. Yeah. Anyway, and it kicked my ass then. So yeah, I would die if I had to do it again. I'm not cool, or, I don't have enough stamina to do that any longer, to go stand in the heat for, 16 hours and, not happening, man. Just nope. My feet will hurt. I'll die. Can't do it. I love some metal, but I'm old, and I'm totally comfortable with the fact that I'm old. So I'm not trying to be young and act young anymore. No, it's not going to happen. So Anyways, guys, I wanted to also tell you guys that I'm currently working on the next Chicks That Rock show. For those of you that are familiar with the Metal Moose show, you know that every now and then we do a show. I think this will be the seventh or eighth, I'd have to go back and count, show since we began. That is a show that is completely full of bands that have at least one female member. That's another thing I wanted to do when I started doing this. I wanted the people that worked with me to be females. And from the very beginning, from Ashley McCall to Mary in Texas to Lisa to all of the people that have been involved. Not all of them. There have been a few guys that have helped as well. Don't get me wrong. But I think women especially can get snubbed in the music business because they're super easy targets. It's just like a woman going to a used car lot. Car salesmen take advantage of women. I think that music producers and concert promoters and people like that like to take advantage of women. And I wanted to be that one guy out there who I didn't want to take advantage of anybody. I wanted to put them in a position to be powerful in the music and the broadcasting world. Not that I did anything for them, but I wanted to be that one guy out there who came and gave them a chance and didn't try to use them, you know what I mean? So in honor of females in the music industry, in the broadcasting industry, we do a show called Chicks That Rock. And we've done a bunch of them. We've even done a Chicks That Rock Live. We did a Chicks That Rock concert. It was awesome. So I'm working on that now. I'm working on the next Chicks That Rock show. We're going to have that up probably at the very early 2017. So, because I need to get about 20 bands or so to fill a whole show. And I think I've got, I'm close, but I need to work on it and listen to everything and all that fun stuff. So we are working on a Chicks That Rock show. There's actually a chicks.rock.com. It's just part of the Metal Moose page. So anyway, man, you guys make sure and be ready for that because it's always awesome. There's some amazing, amazing bands out there that have females. And you can look around. We've talked about this on the shows before, but, Bolt Thrower, what the hell is the name of that band? Anyway, Demonic Christ and Karen Crisis and In This Moment and Wendy Williams and Joan Jett. You can look at, the women in metal. I don't know if Joan Jett's metal, but, my point being there's amazing female musicians out there. And what in the hell is the name of that band? Anyway, so awesome ladies out there doing great things. And through the time that I've been doing this, I've found bands like Olathia and like Pray For Me, Erica James, just amazing, awesome talent out there. So we're going to play one on the show tonight called The Clincher. There's some really damn good stuff out there, and women should be given more credit than they are. So we try to do our part, and I try to do my part by saying thank you to the women out there rocking our world. We appreciate it. It's the Moose. You're listening to the Metal Moose Radio Show. How about some metal? And I'll shut the hell up. It's the Metal Moose Radio Show, rocking that ass. It's the Moose here with you from the Garage Day Studios in Oklahoma City. So listen, I want you guys to go to Facebook right now and look up a band called Desadera. It's Desadera, and that is the band of one of the Moose crews, their son. It's their son's band, so check them out and give them a listen. Let them know what you think. Let them know you heard about them on the Metal Moose. Tina Stevenson, Repair, Deckard, I can never pronounce your name. Thank you for being here. We appreciate it. And listen, guys, we are coming up close to the end of the show here. So we've talked about Chicks That Rock. We've talked about Moose Fest. We've talked about me playing football. We've talked about me loving sports. We talked about me being a diabetic. We've talked about a lot of stuff, man. And whoa. We talked about the garage studios here where I really started doing the shows, which I love to do shows in the garage. I used to do these at like 2 a.m. So now I just do them when I can. I love having the home studio here and doing it from home. You're welcome, Renee. That's what we do, man. We're here to let people discover bands. I remember what I was going to talk about now. So I get this question all the time, and I put it up on Facebook the other day just to see what people thought. People ask me all the time, how many people listen to the Metal Moose Show? Well, I'll tell you, there's one thing I can tell you for sure. The app Spreaker, which we load our show on Spreaker every week so people can listen to it there. It is the only app that I have that gives me statistics because the show is on a bunch of different radio stations, and I don't know how many people hear the shows on the radio stations, but I know that Radio Metal Storm up in Maine and Canada said we hit about 40,000 people a week on their station alone. We're also on Zona Rocks. We're on all kinds of stations. NGFY, and I don't want to get into the list of stations, but we're on the country of Panama, for God's sakes. But just on the Spreaker app, which does give us statistics, we hit about 1,200 people a month on Spreaker by itself. So being with Spreaker and iTunes and YouTube and Stitcher and all of those places, I know for a fact that it hits over 1,000 people a month just on Spreaker itself. I don't know the actual number of people, but it's a bunch. And the only thing that I wish is that I got more email, more phone calls. I wish people were more interactive. So I can't give you an exact number of how many people hear the show, but it's a bunch. When we play a band, they get heard all over the world because we're on stations overseas as well. We're not just on American radio stations. We're on in France and in Britain as well. So, I mean, it's all over the place. It's worldwide anyway. It's www.themetalmoose.com. The website gets about 10,000 hits a month. So, I mean, it's a lot of people. It's a bunch. So but it's one of those deals that I was just talking to Lisa about this the other day. I really had put so much pressure on myself, worrying about how many people were listening to the show or worrying if enough people were getting, I wanted to have sponsors and people that would, sponsor us and pay to be on the show. And I had to stop. Man. It was just killing me. I was putting so much pressure on myself to make the show bigger than what it is. And I don't need to do that anymore. I just need to get on here and be who I am and do what I do. And if it gets big, great. If not, that's okay too. I'm just going to make it anyway. I don't care anymore. I don't care about how big it is. I'm going to do my best that I can to make a fun show, to get on here and have a good time and play you guys awesome metal, but I just can't put the pressure on myself anymore to make it bigger than what it is. It's big as it needs to be. If it needs to be bigger, it will be. If people decide they want to get more involved in it, they will. I don't need to try to push them. I just need to do what I do. And that's what I'm doing. I'm having a good time with it. So I appreciate all of you that do listen. I do appreciate those who get involved. I appreciate so much all of you that are here with us every week, the ones that email in, the ones that phone call, all of that stuff. I love you guys. I love the stations that play us. Boy, that made a difference. Woo, better turn it back up. Playing with the board, guys. Just give me a little room tonight. It's been rough. So, listen, guys, it's the Moose. It's more metal right now. Sorry for the volume jump there. It's the Metal Moose. It's more metal than Grandma's kettle. Buckle it up, Buttercup. It's just going to get more crazy. So listen, I was just talking about this. I've got to go back and listen to this entire show because my equipment's a little bit messed up and I can't hear any playback. I can't monitor anything that I'm doing, so it might just be blowing through the roof. I'm going to go check that out. So anyway, thanks everybody that's been here with us on Facebook and everybody that's listening on the stations, on the podcast pages. Thanks so much. I appreciate you. And I think that one of the things that I would really like to get across to you guys is that I would so shake your hand in person. I would put my arm around you. I'd give you a hug. I don't know if I'm an approachable person, but I think a lot of people think that I look scary, think that I'm mean or angry, and I'm not. I'm very quiet. I'm to myself a lot. I don't really get out there and introduce myself a lot, which is another thing that's probably been a detriment to the radio show over the years, is that I don't get out there and push what I do, because I don't want attention. I don't want people to pay attention to me. I want people to pay attention to the bands and pay attention to the music. I want people to pay attention to the radio stations that play the show. And I've said it a million times, and I'll say it again. I'm not really pro station. And I don't want any of the stations to take offense to this because we've talked about it before. But the stations that play this show, they don't pay me to do this. I do it because I like to do it. But I do appreciate the fact that they take the time to put me on their station. There's a lot of shows out there, a lot of people out there making podcasts, and they could dump my show in a heartbeat and put somebody else on the air. And, who knows, that could happen. I could be on no radio stations tomorrow. So I do appreciate the stations that play the show. And I appreciate the people that listen, because there's a million people doing what I do out there. So you could be going and listening to somebody else. And hell, who knows, you may listen to me and 15 other podcasts at the same time. That's cool. But thanks for making me part of it. I appreciate that, for letting me into your earbuds. How cool that I get to talk to you from the garage studios in Oklahoma City. So listen, I want to say thanks. And I also wanted to real quick tell you guys out there, I was talking about this a little bit earlier. My activity on Facebook, my activity on Twitter, all of that stuff has really gone down in the past couple of weeks. And that's because I really, really, really hit a wall of trying so hard to make this something that it wasn't. I was doing so much to try to make people pay attention, to try to make people be a sponsor, to try and make them listen to the bands, to try to make them help the bands. Because the way I look at it, if you became a sponsor of the Metal Moose Radio Show, you're saying, hey, me and my company, we believe in the underground, we believe in the unsigned artists, and I think that that's a good message. And I got frustrated that people didn't want to do that. I got frustrated that people weren't in support of what I was doing. And I just had to stop and realize that it's my thing. I can't force it to be somebody else's. It's what I do. And if people want to get on board, that's cool. They will. But I'm not going to push anymore. I'm not going to get mad if people don't want to get involved. I'm going to do this because I like to do it, because I do. Even if nobody listens anymore, even if 20 years from now I'm doing this show and people are laughing at me, that idiot is still doing that show, I'm going to do it because I like to do it. And then when I don't like doing it anymore, I'll stop. But right now, I love to do it. Right now, I'm having a really good time. So I appreciate you guys. Make sure and go to the website, themetalmoose.com, and check it out. And you can listen to the show. You can download the show. You can watch the show on YouTube, whatever you want to do. And just have a good time with it. And this is the Moose, more metal right now.
The moose is loose.
Lost the time. I work as my fate. Or raise my eyes and through that glue. And I trust now. Demons walk from them to rise. In subscription, capitalism. But I smile.
Hey, it's the Moose Man. Thanks for being here tonight with me at the Garage Day Studios in Oklahoma City with the Metal Moose Show. I say it every week. I'm going to keep saying it. You wake up, you kick ass, you be kind, you repeat. Thanks to the Squirrel for being there. Thanks to everybody on Facebook for being here with me. Thanks to all the stations that are playing the show. And thanks to everybody that's going to be at Moose Fest this Saturday at the Downtown Lounge in Tulsa. I can't wait to see you, shake your hand, give you a hug, lick your face. You never know what might happen. Everybody out there, make sure and rub yourself down in Cheeto dust before you go to bed tonight, or at least gnaw on a raw piece of bacon. It's a little bit of fun. Trust me. It's the Moose. See ya.
Chemical confusion, slow and suffocate till I'm dead. So it's all in my head. Take me down now, watch me in the river. It's in my bed. Take me down to cleanse in the water. With the darkness I will consume the earth. Get higher! I don't care! I can set the fire and just hit the fire! This is not the end. I know it's been said before, but this is not the end. All I know is that one path leads to another. I don't care to follow you. With this light I will consume the earth. Tell me, can you feel it? I'm still touching on the beast inside us. Come to life, stronger than before, watching this fire. Take me down under the water, far from light, where I grow stronger, purge this heart, so I am hollow, then I'll start from the bottom. Take me down, we can follow blind desire. I am hollow, take this heart, I am nothing, take me down, I am stronger. This power has come to me. I will take your everything. I was born to bring the light from the fire. Tell me, can you feel it? I'm still touching on the beast inside us. Come to life. I'm stronger than before. Growing brighter. Can you see it? As the light comes to life, I will take you. Come with me. What's like snatcher, I will set the world on fire.
All rights to the music heard on the Metal Moose are reserved by the authors, their labels, or authorized representatives that permitted their material to be used. The Metal Moose holds no rights to any music played on the show. Go to themetalmoose.com to submit your music to be heard on the show. Metal Moose Please accept donations of money, Cheetos, bacon, and naked pictures. Thank you for tuning in and subscribe on iTunes. Rock out while you rack out, and consider yourself moosed.